30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Filmonik is a non-competitive group created for and by Melbourne filmmakers.
Since 2014, we have staged yearly collaborative filmmaking events called Filmonik Cabaret.
We've had monthly screenings since 2013.
Even though we can't be at Loop Bar physically at the moment.
We are still kicking and making films.
That was way too serious.
Hi everybody, welcome to Filmonik. Well, hi to everybody in their living rooms. So I like to start by saying that a welcome to country. So I would like to acknowledge that we are on traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation and pay my respect to elders past, present and future. I'd like us to take 15 seconds just to think about that and say thank you. So yeah, thank you. So if we have any international guests in the chat rooms and everything, so yeah, just make sure you say thank you to the land and the people that were there before you. A little message for the directors. I know Ollie did send a message to all of you, but when you hear me pick your name, you have to shut down the stream and you can't watch your film. And then you come into the Jitsi chat room where we will have the Q&A interview together.
Yeah, if you don't jump in the Jitsi chat room straight after if he calls your name, there could be some delay. So yeah, to help things run smoothly, please jump straight in there.
So yeah, there'll be a lagging time. I don't know how you guys have been. I know I've been on the emotional roller coaster. So when we first started this quarantine, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do so many things. I was like on the high of energy and everything. And now I'm just
time.
like, yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm going to love this quarantine. And now I'm just like so lazy. My mood is all over the place. These poor guys, the housemates, they have to deal with me. I was already hard to deal with before, but now I'm even harder to deal with. And he's laughing because it's true.
No, I'm nodding.
But yeah, so even my friends at work were like, how are you feeling? I'm like, I think I'm mentally unstable. And oh, sorry. And then but what was I going to say? I forgot.
That's the thing with housemates.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the other housemate just came up. But yeah, I was listening to Triple J, and apparently I'm normal. So a lot of us are going through this quarantine phases. Yeah. And we're in the third quarter, they call it. So it's like a footy game. And it's like, we can feel it's like near the end, but it's not there yet. So our mood is like, ooh, kind of like fighting it. It's a bit hard. But hang in there, guys. We can do this together. We can apply the self-distancing rules. And we can do this together.
Yeah, and remember to be kind.
Yeah.
To be kind to yourself. Like, it's okay that you don't get everything done that you wanted to get done, and you know, please don't beat yourself up. Like, we're all just doing our best.
Yeah. And so tonight, the goal is like to cheer all of us up with great short films. It is called Filmonik number 69. Now, I'm sorry, there's no sex. I wanted a bit of like kinkiness, but somehow streaming doesn't like it. YouTube, Facebook doesn't like it. Like yesterday we had some community guidelines violations when we tried to run the films
test.
and
yeah. YouTube are basically a bunch of prudes. They're
Yeah.
like, they clutch their pearls and they're like, ooh.
So let's start this together. Oh yeah, 2 things. We have a link with Loop Bar, and so they will stream this through Facebook, and if you want to keep the industry running and we can go back to a vibrant loop, they have a GoFundMe page, so you can donate to them.
Yes, please support Loop. They do awesome art projects.
Yeah.
They've taken great care of us.
Yeah.
They help out lots of filmmaking groups around Melbourne as well. So yes, please support Loop Bar. They're one of these venues trying to do cool, interesting stuff, not just serve booze. So please help them out. Yeah.
And also, you can donate to Filmonik if you want to see more of these short films, so we can do more of those cabarets. When you donate money to Filmonik, it's to provide equipment, provide the environment to do those cabarets that we try to do every year or even twice a year.
Yeah, it helps us to make our events bigger and better, and so we can keep doing a better job.
So you guys are probably so ready to watch the films and not hear me anymore. So let's start with the first one. Picking. Yeah, I'm in my PJs. But I kind of cheated it with the dress.
I even ironed this shirt, see, because I'm classy.
Obi Heron, you're on.
No. And we're back.
Hello, guys. Hey, Obi.
Hey guys.
And who's the other person? India. Glenn, come.
Yes.
Let's be in the frame. So, Glenn really wants to ask you a question about that music.
No, but you go first. You
No,
go
you
first.
go.
Okay. So the music and the editing, it creates this it creates this sense of unease. Was that the intention? Was to make it this uneasy feeling? Yeah. Well, very effective. Very good. Yeah. And I guess my other you had a question.
Well, I remember when I watched it yesterday, I was like, oh, the sound. I was like, oh, it's really getting to me. And then I was like, this is like how I feel every day lately. So it's perfect. So when did you do this? Did you just do it in quarantine with your footage from the museum and everything?
I started shooting it just before quarantine hit, but I finished it near the beginning of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And there you go. Now I can see them better. Thank you.
It was long.
The makeup. Oh yeah, thank you. The makeup. So the makeup was at the end, wasn't it, with all the wires?
Yeah, the cut that was her.
And the blood and everything. So what's the idea with the wires and him with the two computers? So he was watching it and he fell out of anxiety?
What was that?
The music gave him and I can't say it.
The
Anxiety.
music. The music gave him an anxiety attack, and then he
something like that. Sort of technology was through the whole thing. It was sort of his death. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I have a question. So when you edited this, did you start with your stock footage, and then you were like, how am I going to end this, or how did your process work?
It started as a uni assignment, which was just make a timeline of a place we went to, which was the museum. And when I heard timeline, I wanted to go into the future straight away. So I went sci-fi, and so that's where the last shot comes from. But everything else is from the museum on that day.
Okay,
I love it.
that actually plays into my question. So it is meant to be sci-fi. It's meant to be set in the future after we have failed to save ourselves. Okay, that's great, because it reminded me of a discussion I had with a housemate about wine bottles, about how if we do let ourselves be destroyed by climate change, where it proves we're about as smart as the thing that makes alcohol. You know, they gorge themselves until they choke on their own excrement. We're basically going to do the same thing. So it's like, yay, we're as smart as, as bacteria that makes us drunk. Good job.
Thank you, guys. So I like to say that after the streaming, we can all go to a Filmonik party link, and then more people might join us and they might have questions for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
See you soon, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Great
Toby.
film.
Thank you, India. Next.
Awesome.
Oh, sorry, I'm going too fast for the camera.
Yeah.
No, it's not the jaw anymore, it's this.
Oh, you picked it.
Alright, so I picked Craig Rossiter.
Mr. Rossiter.
Is that a question? Is that the first question? Right. Well, I like the term emerging, because when I speak of it, in terms of almost like a game, which is it's amateur and professional.
I was always offended at the term emerging writer. I found it vaguely insulting.
A group in the community that are looking at coming at a industry at a different way to what we've seen before.
Emerging sounds like young, you know what I mean? I'm not that young.
They look at you and go, okay, you've shown us you've got something, but will you last the test of time?
A passion and a dedication, someone who is in it for the long haul, and it's hard to ascertain whether that person is or whether that person themselves knows whether they've got what it takes to make it for the long haul.
I guess it's people who haven't really emerged, so they haven't done a lot of stuff, but they've got great ambition.
And sometimes it was applied to emerging producers when they were doing more than the people that were actually calling them that.
It's the next breed, the next generation, the next cultural change in storytellers. Or when I hear that, I would probably think there's no money involved.
For me, you're just a screenwriter.
In my mind, you haven't made it until you've made a feature or a TV series, really.
I think anyone that can get a feature film financed and made, you've broken through that threshold. You're no longer emerging.
I'd say it's someone that's creating work who's not probably really earning money from it, who is experimenting, who is finding their way and trying to find a place for themselves within the industry. They're not yet a part of that industry. They're creating work to see if they can continue, and they're the ones we need to support.
His sound is not working yet. We're trying to figure out.
Oh, okay. So while he figures out his sound, Ollie wants to do a bit of magic.
Oh.
I just put pressure on Ollie. I'm really, really good at putting pressure on people. You guys know that if you've done a cabaret with me.
No, wait. So she's now in Craig's film.
How's the sound going?
Still on work.
Okay, let's come back to it.
All right.
Let's come back. Yeah.
We'll figure out your sound and we'll come back to your interview.
Yeah, here we go. I think we can hear him. No? Yes?
Oh.
No, we can't hear him.
couldn't.
Yes?
No. Earlier, before the little microphone, if you hover, you might see the monitoring. Anyways, I'm going to pick the next film. And we'll come back to you, Craig.
Yeah, when he goes off mute. Okay, yeah. I mean...
Yeah, because when there's a microphone at the bottom, that's what Joe did, and it worked. BJ, you're next.
What should you do when you meet someone who stutters? 1. Don't finish our sentences. 2. Give us extra time to speak. 3. Don't try to get us to talk quickly. And 4. Don't tell us about treatments.
Hey, we're back.
All right, I just have to connect to Jitsi. I am so sorry, guys. And BJ is here. I can see the sign. Is it? Is that BJ or is that Bernard? Is BJ in yet?
No, this is Bernard.
And is Craig's microphone working now?
No, still no luck.
But I can. And there's a logo on him.
Yeah, that's just green. That's just his connection. That's just showing that his connection is good.
So did you see them? Oh, he just.
We could grab BJ later.
Do you want to do another thing?
Next film.
And okay, cool. Let's go to the next film, guys. Little tech issue. It's all good.
Technology.
Yeah.
It's great.
But imagine quarantine without technology.
Yeah, I just.
I'd rather take the technology.
I just found out one of my friend's mums she's been without internet for a month during the lockdown.
Hope she has a lot of books.
I know.
Let's
Oh,
watch.
hang on. Is that Craig? He's back? Huh?
Yes, we still can't hear him.
All right, we're gonna watch Leslie Payne. Okay, so this. Greg.
I have to wait for after this, and then.
Tonight on Cult House.
Well, I decided it was time for a sea change. I just set up shop and one of my first patients couldn't pay me. I refused to let him leave without some sort of collateral.
I had pulled up the trolling line earlier that day and found this crummy old pocket watch, which was tangled in the net. That fool of a dentist actually believed me when I said it was pure gold.
Being an ex-geochemist, I could tell straight away that it was solid gold. I didn't have enough cash flow yet to buy all the necessary supplies, so I melted the watch down to use as fillings.
Keith was the first of many haunted filling recipients.
In the beginning, I thought it was just, the filling settling in. I could taste salt and the tooth started rocking. And when I walk on the beach, I noticed it moved in time with the breaking waves. And it started to give off this awful smell of seaweed, so I went back and I had it removed.
I'd already used the gold for quite a few other fillings by the time he'd returned to have the tooth removed. But would you believe it? A week later he came back and the tooth had regrown, filling and all.
I had heard what had been happening to the people in the town and put two and two together. I asked around the wharf, and apparently I'd been trawling right near the wreck of old Captain Pentecost, one of the most notorious vicious pirates in history.
That watch belonged to my grandpappy. Oh, he was brutal. His house was on the coastal cliffs, and night after night he'd lure unsuspecting seafarers into his house with the promise of debaucherous parties. When they were inside, he and his crew would drug them and remove their teeth to harvest their gold fillings. So you see, that watch was made from the ghosts of ancient seamen. Their molars still line the walls of his basement to this day.
It was real gold, hornswoggle. That watch would have been worth much more than a scale and polish.
When no boats were nearby, he would set sail to search. One stormy night his ship capsized, not too far from here. He and his crew were never seen again. Watches keep time, but time kept that watch.
I gave up after the 14th removal. I'd find that my tooth would quieten down when I visit that Captain Pentecost property. It seemed most content when I sleep in the corner of the basement, so I sleep there at night sometimes.
Yeah, I just kept melting down the fillings and reusing them again. It's made a substantial difference to my profit margins. This better be important. I'm doing an interview. Oh, I've just been summoned. There's a class action lawsuit in place.
No quarantines were broken in the making of this film.
Yeah, this is great.
Craig! Can we hear Craig? Hey, we can hear Craig! And I think Leslie came in also. Oh, she just. Oh, wait, how many people? Oh, yes, Leslie!
Okay, let's do as usual. Start with the freshest film and then go back to Craig.
Okay. You
so
okay? Yeah.
Craig, stay there, but I'll do Leslie's interview first.
Hello, Leslie. I love how I see more of your films in quarantine than before.
Yes. Hello.
Hear us? Yes.
Excellent.
I love this.
I've become quite creative in quarantine.
That's awesome.
I love how complex the script is, and all the characters. And then Glenn was like, "You get to use her makeup."
Yeah, your makeup skills.
I was happy to use my makeup. That's what I was really trying to do in that one, was just, show as big an extreme between those characters as I could.
Yes, the old lady character was so good. And your performance was fantastic. I love the debaucherous part.
Thank you.
I think, not enough people work the word debaucherous into general conversations, and it's a real shame.
How do you script it? How do you work through your script? How do you start it? Because I really like how it went into that clock, and then it all went down that path. And I was like, wait, where did it all start? So how do you start this? What made you think of all this? Or did you have the script beforehand?
No, this is actually a funny one because my uncle is a scuba diver, and one time he was scuba diving in a shipwreck and he found an old pocket watch, which turned out to be the captain of the ship's watch. So my weird brain thought, imagine if you made a filling out of that and your tooth got haunted, and
That's lovely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love how the dentist character has like 2 masks. Like she has way too many masks for like that little office when everybody else is looking for a mask.
I'm glad
like,
you know.
Also, like that's it. So you shot in different places in your house, yeah, and then you sent some script sections to your actor. And did you direct him from afar? Were you like, I don't like this one? Yes.
He is actually very hard to direct, I will have to say. He's usually the
No,
director.
he's hard to direct. That's a real surprise.
Yeah, no, he came up with a lot of ideas for his parts, and yeah, it's always fun working with him. It's fun to do it the other way around, you know.
Yeah, well, Lee's super creative as well. Lee's a musician, like.
And so do you find it harder to direct from the computer in quarantine than when you're in person?
This is actually my directorial debut, so I've never done it before.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty good.
Okay, that's awesome.
We love the credits, by the way.
Yeah, the credits, how it's just all you and Lee, where it's like everything.
And I like the sign.
Yeah, yes, and the social
The
distancing.
very Australian. Yeah.
Did you create that? Did you create that?
I just worked the Australian government's food logo.
Yeah, well, that's the Australian Made logo. So that's the Australian Made program. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Leslie. We'll do a Craig interview. Thank you. Stay with us.
Bye.
We'll do the poll later and we get to ask you more. Craig. We can hear you now.
Hey.
Hey.
How you going, mate?
Good. How you doing?
Not bad.
I remember when I watched your film yesterday, the subject emerging, what is it again? Emerging writer. I was like, wow, this is good. Because it's not a documentary I would have thought of, but I'm really happy you asked that question. How did you think of that, to do a documentary about that word and how we feel about it? Is it because it happened to you?
No. I actually was commissioned to do some research back in 2015 for an organisation called Metro Screen, and through them, I got the opportunity to talk to. So Metro Screen is like they're called a screen resource organisation, and so they were kind of funded. They've been around since 1984, and they don't exist anymore because the government basically Screen Australia pulled their money.
They actually used to be involved with Sydney Kino, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's right. And there was a Melbourne equivalent, but I don't know whether they've kind of dropped off the face of the planet as well. But
so what came out of your research?
Well, I actually did the research. So the research is kind of done, but what I'm doing a PhD. So there's actually a report called Emerging Visions, and I'm doing a PhD by a creative piece. And I'm trying to negotiate the use of the footage that we shot when I did that research back in 2015 with Metro Screen, to basically cut 2 documentaries, one on the career journey and the other one on career success factors. So yeah, basically that's kind of like a pitch to the university, but it'll also be a pitch to it's kind of a funny situation because we've already got this the footage has already been shot. When we did the interviews and shot the footage, we got the release approvals, but because this is a new piece of work, I kind of have to go back to all the filmmakers and try and convince them to.
How? So this one is a short version. How much footage do you think you have?
There's like, we did 15 interviews and, of about an hour and a half. So
Yeah,
there's lots
you have
of
a lot.
footage.
Now it's really good to see the different reactions to a word.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. Do we have any questions from the chat room? Always.
In the chat room, Sophia, Filmonik, basically founder in Melbourne, she's asking how gendered is the word emerging, and that sounds very like a trick question. But hey,
Hear that, Craig?
I don't think it's gendered at all, is it? I mean, you can emerge whether you're male, female, or.
I guess the question is that
It could be a good question to ask also in the interview.
well, I guess maybe your question is essentially how in the real world do you find that men and women tend to be assigned the label of emerging more often or less often? And this idea that you can have, a female filmmaker who's actually been making films for a long time and people still call her emerging because she still hasn't, because, a lot of people don't actually, aren't aware of her work. And so it could be that she's far from emerging, but because a lot of people don't know about her work, she's still talked about as an emerging filmmaker. I guess that could be, that could be the question, that could be the point that she was getting at. I'm not sure.
Well, actually, there's a piece of work that was done out of the UK on that very subject. I can try and find the link actually. So, but yeah, they looked at, they were trying to answer that question actually, and they were looking at archives, and looking at the the number of films that have been archived by females versus males, and whether they're emerging or not. I mean, in this particular case, emerging was very much defined by basically whether or not you were emerging in drama and documentary for television and cinema release. So it was, it was kind of bounded around kind of professionalism, and by professional, basically whether or not you were getting paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you could have a prolific director. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Craig.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
See you, bud. And Soph says thanks, and people are happy with the answer. So
Yeah, check the chat room, Craig.
yeah, we can chat. You can chat more in the chat room because that's the point.
All right, guys. Next film is Sarah Hamilton and Andrew Cullimore. Sarah, I should say. Yeah, I'm saying it always in the French way.
He hath disgraced me and hindered me 500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, called my friends, heated mine enemies, and what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions, fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, healed by the same means, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian is? If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? And if you poison us, do we not die?
like hiding behind like pine.
I'm not
Are you doing your own hand sanitizer?
I don't clean. I like it.
Well done, guys.
Yeah, great work.
How hard was it to memorize all those lines, Sarah? It's Shakespeare.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was still going. I'm confused. This is Andrew's idea, by the way. Can we move it now?
Are we live?
Move it.
Yes,
Move it.
You're very live.
We're
Yes,
live.
Move it.
Some advice.
I don't want it to be sponsored by Pine Clean. Sorry, Pine
We took
Clean.
some advice from the most powerful man in the world. So we're-
Donald Trump. This is to cure COVID.
Yeah. He's a totally stable genius.
Wait.
Wait, something's happening.
Yeah, we're not live anymore.
Oh, we're not live. I can't hear you well.
Oh, I heard Donald Trump and that was about it.
Is it because I mentioned Donald Trump that we got kicked out of YouTube?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Andrew.
Maybe that's how it works now. Yeah.
And then you can say like Trump, it was just a joke.
No, it's because of how much America believes in freedom, clearly. They believe in freedom.
How are you doing, Ollie?
So I'm sending stuff out there, but YouTube is not receiving it.
Do you want to close the YouTube and
Excellent connection, it says. Okay.
We had connection issues, is what we're saying.
sorry, I'm reading messages at the same time.
Yeah, sorry guys.
I'll ask you the questions once we go back live. Maybe we are live, who knows?
Are we live now?
Weird. Well, it's why we're here, right? Is there fun?
Yeah, it's fun. No data. Who says no data? Like YouTube, Facebook, Jitsi.
No, it says restream.
Restream.
I have to ask, so the Jesus week.
Wait.
Why? This is, I can ask questions.
Well, no,
Just
you have
asking
to.
questions.
You want to wait for later for the questions.
No, I just want answers.
How are you guys holding up in this quarantine?
Yeah. So what have you been so busy with, Andrew? Have you been just
ask Ollie something. Ollie, how are you doing?
I'm resetting a lot of things, but something is not going well. It could be the connection. It was always like, everything is loading again.
But you
Sorry.
unless that's why.
So
Okay,
Ollie,
it says excellent connection now, but it's skipping. It's weird.
It's all that stuff is take every excellent connection thing with a grain of salt.
so
Like, yeah.
what about we ask the chat room how they're receiving us?
Yeah. Well, Lawrence, are you online? Can you hear me, buddy?
Yes, I can hear you.
How's the
How's the stream looking?
The stream is choppy.
and what can we do?
Oh, it's getting. Yeah, no, it's still choppy.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
choppy?
Yeah. Hi.
Sorry,
We need
everyone.
to connect.
Yeah.
He's chatting to me.
So you shouldn't have shut Glenn up for me.
Well,
Oh.
that's the.
I did tell you I was mean. I did tell you this quarantine is making me very mean.
Can Glenn check for
Question about Jesus week.
Yes. So that wig that you used to play Jesus, I
Yes,
have to
Glenn.
ask, do you have a correspondent?
Olivier gave everybody like this pack. So if you made a film, he gave you like this folder with all the Filmonik on. So you just had all sorts of little bits and pieces stuck together together to make your film look good. And because Olivier is a specialist SFX god, and he can do the masking really well. That was my first bit of masking, by the way. It took about
We're talking about a different film now.
12 hours. Yeah, anyway. So the film,
Okay, I'm just gonna let you know that the stream is completely stuck now. People are complaining they can't see anything.
The stream on
I don't know if
Facebook?
No, the stream on YouTube.
We're on YouTube. Ollie is
to leave the room.
So like I was like
He probably wasn't laughing inside.
and then I said to her that
phone.
woo-hoo, where's the 5G guys? You might have brought us the coronavirus now.
Okay, you're doing it by that? Yeah, all right. When you're playing next video, I'm going to power cycle this.
Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, guys, so questions. How long did it take you to learn all those Shakespeare lines? Because I don't know about you, but I find Shakespeare really hard for me.
Yes. I can't remember because we filmed it for the cabaret, which was what month was it? October? November.
Ollie shot it.
Was it November?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. But I knew the before I came to it. And it was just something really quick. We only shot it for like 10 minutes. It was one shot per frame. So it was just sort of trying to make something as opposed to learning it specifically for that. So I think I learned it for an audition before that. And then
No, you're doing a Shakespeare workshop. Same as me.
not with that one. Anyway, yes, it's hard to learn initially. It is hard to learn, but I think once it's in there, it's because it's more rhythmic than the way that we speak now. It's actually easier to remember once you've learnt it. Does that make sense?
Rhythm really helps.
Yeah.
It's like the whole thing where you if someone asks you song lyrics, you can't do it, but then if you start hearing the melody and you can remember it, it's really good.
Yeah, that's
It was great. It was I thought it was better than Al Pacino's Merchant of Venice.
Oh,
he was a pretty good Merchant of Venice.
Yeah. That's quite
Any questions in the chat room?
I'm not there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Let's go.
Let's move on to the next film.
Yep.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me.
Sorry for breaking the internet.
Yes.
No, it's not you.
I'm wearing my pajamas.
Go Tigers.
Like it, Tigers, go.
I think they didn't have the sound because I was on Jitsi, so maybe it's Murray's film. You're looking at me like...
So I won't see it here? Is that
no,
what you mean?
it's good. Let's start Murray's film.
My place is
Yours.
I gotta go. I've got a shower before work.
I just shower here. Bathroom's just outside. This one should be good. I gotta grab the hook up the top.
Okay, you can say something with camera. We'll restart the film. You're on.
All right, hey guys. So let's watch it again. So Murray's film.
Yes, we're just having some technical difficulties.
But now it's back on. So let's watch it together.
That's right.
I'll see you guys later.
My place still looks
Nice. Hey. I gotta go. I've got a shower before work.
I just shower here. Bathroom's just outside. This one should be good. I gotta grab the hook up the top. That's it.
Finish her.
You're an idiot.